All right, thank you, man. Now we on. Thank y'all for tuning in to another week of Live from the Corner. I am Bridget Taylor. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Hope y'all are having a good week so far. Mine's hella hard, but hey, we gonna make it like Jadakiss said. To my left, my man, my mellow, my co-pilot. AI, what's good, man?
Man, hang loose. Hawaii. Hey, look, shout outs to everybody in Puerto Rico, man, for the struggle and everything, man. It's been a hard week for everybody. You dig?
Puerto Rico and Dominica, one of my homes that I used to live in. To all my Dominicans out there, our prayers are with y'all. Speaking of prayers, definitely to the people of Las Vegas. Even though we'd be remiss if we don't say anything about what's happening there. Hopefully, if anybody listening in Las Vegas, we can at least take our mind off of what happened, at least for 45 minutes to an hour. Again, I am Richard Taylor. You can find me across multiple social media platforms at Breezy, Breazy Taylor. Instagram, Breezy Taylor. IG, which same thing. Twitter, Breezy Taylor. Facebook, /Breezy.Taylor 5. I have no idea. That's just how Facebook did it. Hey, y'all, let the people know how they can find you.
Listen, you can hit me up at AI McDowell Ferguson on Facebook, and you can hit me up at Red Nose 1999 on IG and Red Nose 199 on Twitter. And the Red Nose stands for the pit bull, not the clown. Goddamn it.
Like homie the clown. Hey, speaking of clown, right? Well, not so much as the clown, but when keeping it real goes black, and I mean all the way black. My man Shannon Sharpe, who I love. We are sitting on the show. We love Shannon Sharpe. If you all have not seen Shannon Sharpe, yesterday my man was on his show, Undisputed. He pulled out a black and mild. Talk about some Henny, doggy dog, and called it yak. He's about keeping it real. This is keeping it real.
That's keeping it real?
That's keeping it real. I mean, you don't do it on Undisputed, on Fox, a show owned by Fox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we already know that, Shannon gives, Shannon has no fucks left anyway. I mean, you don't pull a black and mild out anywhere outside of like the inner city.
Right.
Let alone on Fox show.
Right.
We have a clip of, of a show that he did yesterday when he pulled it out. Talk about my Broncos. We go right to this clip.
Hey, yeah. I'll take it from a thug, take it from a thug.
If your team won, you can enjoy me with a victory cigar.
You smoke cigars?
You're calling Black and Mild cigars
I'll be on
now?
the miles. I'll be on the miles with that yank hard yesterday, Skip.
Shannon, this is very off-brand.
Hold on, Joey.
I'm just gonna say-
First
I'm
of
just
all,
gonna tell you that.
if your team did not score a point yesterday, please do not touch the victory cigar.
I think by not smoking the Black and Milds,
Where
we're
did
actually
you buy
winning.
those, at Rite Aid?
Hold on. First of all, Skip, why you be on me on these miles? Because I be on these miles and hen dog, and now y'all got problems with me.
That,
Let me celebrate.
That is something.
Wait, Joy, help me out. Did the season end yesterday?
I
Wait,
think
is it over?
What did I tell you? I told you at the beginning of the year you guys weren't making the playoffs. You already knew you weren't making the playoffs.
No, they'd have been black if he would have lit it,
Well,
though.
who are you guys? I never
Get
know.
it, man. This is
you
owned by
were,
Fox.
weren't you with
Fox
G-Man?
don't ain't too black folks friendly.
Hold on.
Didn't recall
Did the
that.
Broncos win
But-
yesterday?
Right.
Is
And
this
then win the East?
Hold on. Did
Yeah.
the Broncos win? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, my Broncos won, which is why he got the black or the golden miles to
A very
say
special
out.
Black and Mild.
Why y'all be on me because I'm on these miles? I'm
What's
on
it?
these miles and that hen dog.
just-
My eyes like
Hen
like
dog.
Michael Jordan.
What's time you heard anybody say hen dog?
By the end of the
Yeah,
season,
they will.
We will talk
That's
about
little-
the Cowboys.
That's like
crazy.
anybody.
that's crazy and it's something I would do.
When's the last time you heard anybody say hen dog or a yak?
It's kind of odd.
It's got all, but
I'm just trying to figure out like what was the reasoning behind that.
Well,
Why
the
did he-
Broncos, he's playing for the Broncos. We beat the Raiders, one of our,
Okay.
rivals.
Okay.
And I guess just to, beat Shannon, Shannon gonna speak his mind as is, and to rub it in the face of Skip Bayless, he pulled out a black or golden mile, talk about that hen doggy dog, and that yak.
so basically he was pulling out a hood representation of the cigar.
Yeah,
celebration or
Yeah,
whatever.
cigar.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, if you want to call golden mile, black mile cigars, I use that term loosely. But yeah,
Cigarillos.
you
that
could
good
that
stuff.
or blunt made. How about that?
Was it wood tip or plastic tip? That makes all the difference too. In the hood, we got to get the wood tip.
It was plastic tip.
Okay.
The only thing I'm mad about, he ain't freaking. Now that would have been black as hell if he would have freaked it.
I mean, the whole thing. The fact that the young lady to the left of him
Becky
was
was-
telling him that it
Becky
was
was
off
confused, wasn't
brand
she?
was kind of, she's been dating somebody in the hood. You dig, to know about a Black and Mild being off brand or whatever it is. She's been around for a little bit,
But I'm
bruh.
telling you, when you said, "Oh, this off brand," she blinded me with her whiteness with that statement. But like, come on now, like, come on now.
That was kind of cool though. That was kind of
That
cool.
was cool.
Though,
You know what I'm
bruh.
saying? Shout out to
Yeah.
my man Shan Sharp, who's
Yeah.
gonna tell you how it is.
You just had to shout out Denver, didn't you?
Hey,
You
hey
just
man,
had to
look, he
shout
said,
out
hey,
to
man, look,
Dub
my
and shit.
man said it. I'm just saying, you asked me the context of why the cigar came out.
This
It was
dude
a
right
victory cigar because we beat the punk ass Raiders. To all my people in Oakland, yeah, I call you. To all my people in Las Vegas, where they moving to,
I never
punk ass Raiders. I said it right
took,
now.
See how
I
high
said
he
it
is.
right
I
now.
never took a moment out of our broadcast
I
last
said it
week
right
to say
there.
that we beat the Raiders. Okay.
No, I didn't say that. But
I'm not gonna mention the team's name because it might be offensive to people, and we trying to gain more.
We're gonna
more
say
people.
the professional Washington football team. Leave it at that.
yeah.
All right. So, in a manner of standing out when applying for a job, right, or a fellowship or what have you, it's things you want to do. You want to come up with a creative looking resume. You want to use a different font, whatever. This young gentleman out of Syracuse, New York, took everything to the nth degree. My man did a rendition of Kendrick Lamar's DNA.
DNA.
That was
Oh,
DNA.
I was behind. Excuse me.
He took a rendition of DNA and he flipped it. And this was his resume in the audio form. And we can go ahead and play that for you. You see how my man actually spent bars too. He spent bars and trying to get a gig. If you don't hire this man for his creativity alone, something wrong with you. But we go ahead and let you let the man tell you himself why he should be hired.
I got internship on internship inside my resume. In that visual communications, I got BFA. Every time I get
Man,
behind
spinning
computer,
bars.
I make
And he
a
telling you he's
souffle.
certified,
I
too.
can fix your
He said,
homie
"Look, man, I ain't no
website.
punk
I
right here,
can't
man. I got
even
everything you
illustrate.
need."
I wasn't born with this. I've grown with this throughout my education. I
See what I'm saying?
perform
Even
with this
Jeremy
on
in the
daily
Stitch
basis.
Mentions
I
how he
be
wants resume sent to
getting
him.
at my
So-
job at casino, great Bambino with a mouse.
You
Still
want to start
live at
rapping,
my
right?
mama house, but I'm cool with moving out to the Big Apple, working for
There you go.
Yeah, I'm
Those
cool
watching
with
right
that.
now, Jeremy
I
Stitch
already
Mentions said,
got the Mac.
send him an
Must
audio
be
rap
there
form
on
of
the
resume
Mac.
you hired.
You should hire me, not
But my man
simply
got
'cause
bars,
I
too,
emailed
man.
an inquiry
He laid no
because it
certified.
ain't
He ain't no
secret.
dummy.
You
He's
will find
qualified
this
for every
in the
job he got.
diary
He do
that
it.
I'm a
Yeah, for
hard
sure.
worker, and you can criticize, and I won't take it
Yes, you can
personal.
criticize,
I
man.
know
That's
there's room to
that part of the game.
rise. I hope this emphasize that for the job I'm fit, and if you're penny wise, then you'll realize I'm really it. It's legit, never quit. I'm a different.
My man say he a hard worker, you know what I'm saying?
Counter puncher. I am not a counterfeit. Yes, I'm cruising for a
feel like
bruising.
there's
I
bars
know
right now,
when
too.
it comes with losing, but
I
enough of
ain't
my
gonna do
lips
it.
moving.
That's like
Hire
doing
me,
it.
let's get the proof and gone.
Now, if my man don't get hired off that alone, I don't know what to tell you.
And he's going for audiovisual,
He's
like
going
type,
for
type of
audiovisual,
job, right?
I
That-
mean, so what better way for audiovisual than to send an audiovisual
Come to listen,
resume?
baby.
Come to listen. We'll hire you right here on the spot. Come on down, DC. Jeremy right here. We'll go ahead and put your payroll right here, right now. You ain't got to fill no W-9s, none of that. We'll put you work right now.
Yes, indeed. That's pretty interesting, man. That's a very unique way of doing it.
That was cool. But
I
you
really
know
like
what?
that.
So I work loosely in the HR. So right now we currently doing interviews for various positions. I can imagine they getting stacks and stacks of paper with the same font, the same thing, the same format.
Mm-hmm.
My man right here, while that might not give him a job in my place, at least it'll stand out though.
I mean, it would be entertaining for that day, but nobody's gonna hire a loose cannon like that.
No, I mean, but
You know how that-
in any kind of creative field, that'd be perfect.
Definitely.
You know?
I mean, I've rather enjoyed it. Like, I mean, in all honesty, in any other like visual audio type job, man, he won.
Yeah,
He
but you know
won.
what? I mean, that took time, that took effort,
Yeah.
that took creativity. My man definitely, he's a thinker, and he proved it by doing that.
For sure.
Now, why is it that our family over in Africa, Uganda to be exact, just can't get along? They talking about black crime here. Ugandans take it to a whole new level.
Bruh. Everybody takes it to a whole new level outside the United States, okay? When they at Parliament and all that stuff. Bruh.
Right.
Have you seen the other battles that go on? But you know what? Roll that beautiful footage.
Yeah,
man.
roll
You know
the-
what?
roll the
Let's
footage
skip
real
over-
quick.
Y'all got to see this for yourselves. if you haven't seen it
roll
already.
the footage, man. Now, this is Uganda
At about
Parliament.
2:40 p.m.,
Right.
Speaker Rebecca Kadaga,
The
entered
president who's been
parliamentary
serving for
chambers
31
to
years
preside over the
is
day's
trying to
business.
change the law that allow him to serve longer.
Kadaga was
Uganda, you're
expected
not
to give a
allowed to
communication
serve
on several
past 70,
motions,
71st birthday.
including the much
He's
anticipated
trying
motion
to
by
extend it so he
Igala
can be up for
West MP
re-election.
Abdul Majid.
in 2 years, and all hell broke loose like WWE Battle Royale. Watch this out. Watch this. See the bloods right there? See the bloods? Niggas is Paru out there. Niggas is blooded right there, man.
But I want to invite the
Why the
members on
fuck
this side
is
of
she
the
wearing
house
a wig?
to remove your bandanas.
Look at this. This is not Arsenio Hall.
You are in breach of
You don't do that shit in Parliament.
which requires
All right, so
all the way over, bro.
this is when it's peaceful.
Legislators
know,
of her granting
um,
permission to Rafael Majesi
But all hell
to
will break
present
loose.
his motion before
Damn,
the
it look like
House
Nelson
government
Mandela.
had failed to table a comprehensive
Man,
bill
could've been a-
on
could've been some
constitutional
kid, man.
amendments.
The following notices for motions
Come
for leave
on,
for
son.
private members
So-
Come
have
on.
Right,
made
so
the
they
text
read it
under
off,
47
you know,
for
the
inclusion in today's
proposed,
order paper.
ordinate.
One, motion to relieve
Actually,
of
can you
Parliament
fast
to
forward
introduce
that a little bit?
constitutional amendment to be moved by Honorable Rafael Majesi.
Okay, here we go. Here you go. See how
I want y'all to
simple
check
was?
when they get. I want y'all to check when they get on the actual stage. Like, I mean, not the stage, but the table.
But niggas start throwing chairs like this for real.
Did you peep how my man looked up at the camera first?
Oh, he said about
Before he started slinging that finger around?
Uganda. Yeah, my man did the. You see? Now this ain't nothing right here.
What followed was a fist fight.
You see, you got the Bloods from the west side of Uganda. All right, you see it? Put your shoving. All because somebody wants to extend a law so his ass can serve till he dies, basically.
Look at the lady smiling to the left, though. This is normalcy. This is something.
There go chairs, right? All right, now let's count. There are 2 chairs, right? It's more to come.
Right.
More to come.
Play by play. I'm going into my what is it? My man on HBO.
Jim Lampley.
Yeah, Jim Lampley. So if you look to your right there, on your left, there's a lady right there. Look at my man. He's short. He's short as hell.
My man stand on the booth. Know that, right?
Because
Probably stand on a stack of phone books.
into this house. Madam Speaker, the issue of our security, members of parliament in this
They
parliament,
ain't even got to the good part yet.
takes precedence over anything else. If the honorable member has any evidence, can they let that evidence on the table?
She knows how they get more.
Oh, y'all, hold up, though. Oh, did we stop it right there?
Yeah,
Man,
no,
hey,
yeah,
hold
yeah.
up. But look, if you can, Jacob, if you can, fast forward until you see it, where you get the dude up there that spins Michael Jackson. I wore the shoes. I mean, with the pants up.
My man did Mario on the chair.
You gotta see this. You gotta see this
Right,
footage,
right,
everybody.
right,
And this
you
is
gotta-
undoubtedly the footage ever when it comes to like government and how you handle shit.
But you know what? You know, here in America, we got laws, we got Congress, we got houses. If you want to take it to the street,
I wish to
if you want things to get passed, take it to the street like they did. Literally, take the street inside Parliament.
Get out and we get in as they check us. They check us one by one. That's
You wanted a search, we are going to do a search. Sit down. You want a search, we are doing a search. Take your seats, take your seats.
After the search, Parliament resumed with
Is he
other
searching?
business on the
Oh,
order
that's right.
paper.
Somebody, oh,
They
that's right.
pinned him
Somebody did
down.
have a gun. Somebody
Yeah,
did have
I
a
think
gun, and
somebody had a
one of the
blade,
MPs
too.
did get
Yeah,
rejected
yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
Yes. So
All right,
we
it's
couldn't
all right,
reach the
though.
footage. We couldn't get to that footage. But if you guys ever take the chance, this is coming from the fact that the government right there, the actual.
Well, the president, he wants to extend his
Museveni?
rule. Yeah.
Museveni, or you know, however you pronounce that.
Right.
I'm not quite sure, but he's been in there for 31 years.
31 years.
31 years.
Now, mind you, he's 70. He's 71 now, right? So that's where you can't serve past, I guess, your 71st birthday. He's trying to extend the law so that he can be up for a re-election. I don't know how much time the man got. Anyway.
Right.
But basically trying to be a warlord, trying to serve till he dies. But like I said, this is classic material right here. They throwing chairs, they throwing fisticuffs. My man got on the high water like he doing a Marion.
First and foremost.
He doing a spin.
First and foremost.
When's the last time you see anybody do a spin in a fight? You ain't never seen somebody do a spin in a fight. A twirl while fighting.
Bruh, but he dodged a chair and a mic stand, bruh. Did you see that?
You know, he was doing that Matrix. You know, he was,
Yeah, maybe he got that feeling. You know what I'm saying? He did the James Brown on him. But I wanted y'all to, if anybody out there in the world saw this, I would just want to let you know how old these governments and how much of an influence that everybody else had on this government here. Is that why is there a woman wearing a damn white wig? You dig what I'm saying? How do they keep that going?
Look like Martha
What
Washington,
kind of
right?
tradition? And you can see her stocking cap in the back where she was trying to hide that jank.
Look like Martha
dig?
Washington, right?
Bruh, that was unreal. That was unreal. I was not expecting that when I saw that.
But that just goes.
Madam Speaker,
That
My
that
ass.
just goes to show how much influence Europe still has on Africa.
For sure.
From one woman presiding to my favorite. You know what I'm saying? My president was black and my Lambo was blue. How about that? POTUS. FLOTUS, that's to say, First Lady of the United States. That's my First Lady. Damn Ivanka, whatever her name is. So, Melania, damn any Trumps. I don't care. Any Lady Trumps, they can, whatever, too. Anyways, last week at a convention in Boston. What's up, man? What's up, man? You don't like
I just feel like
you don't
stroking the leglessness of her, like just
Right.
having nothing, like she's floating right there.
Right. But
You know.
so last week in Boston, she made some comments. Basically, she took any and every woman to task that voted for Trump. She had some choice words. We go ahead and play that clip. You can hear exactly what she said. She wasn't nice about it.
It's hard to do this every day with the spotlight glaring if you're trying to be somebody else, if you don't value your own voice. And I see it all the time. I know there are people in this room who are in jobs right now where they think that who they are isn't enough, so they're pretending to be something else. Quite frankly, we saw this in this election. As far as I'm concerned, any woman who voted against Hillary Clinton voted against their own voice in a way, to me, that doesn't say as much about Hillary, and everybody's trying to wonder, well, what does this mean for Hillary? No. What does it mean for us as women? That we look at those two candidates as women, and many of us said, that guy, he's better for me. His voice is more true to me. Well, to me, that just says you don't like your voice. You like the thing we're told to like, the voice we're told.
Boo.
Man, that was bars, man.
Boo.
That was bars, and then dropped the mic moment. I mean, it's all kind of water under the bridge right now. But basically, I said the same thing. Any woman that voted for an orange tangerine, just for the sake of voting for an orange tangerine, probably doesn't like herself.
Well, first and foremost, I'm booing for the speech that she just made. Surprise, surprise. Ain't that some bull?
Why you
okay,
booing the
so let's
speech,
get into
man?
the nitty gritty of it, right?
Why you booing the
All
speech,
right.
man?
So first and foremost, when Trump won, who won the popular vote?
Hillary.
So how the hell was it that she had to bring up sex and gender? I mean, gender into this when we know who won the popular vote. The women were out voting for her. The people were out voting for Hillary. So what does that have to do with anything? This is baiting. This is trying to start. This is another distraction. This is BS.
No, because what was it? What 30% of white women voted for Trump?
Okay.
Right. Susan Sarandon, the actress, she said, "I didn't vote with my She said, I didn't vote with my pussy." Well, you voted with your whiteness. You voted for Trump.
Okay.
You voted with your whiteness.
All right.
So I guess voting with your genitalia will be voting for a woman.
But he lost the popular vote. The popular vote is really what's supposed to put you in office. Now, the Electoral College, which we know the institution that was put in place for that to ensure that people won, okay, it's 3 or 4 people in each state that makes the decision for the majority, okay? If they won a popular vote, she should have won. Hillary should have won.
Okay.
I don't think that had anything to do with just gender or whatever, or that the people that did vote for Trump was so minute. I don't believe that.
Let me tell you
I don't
something.
believe that.
I'm
sorry.
A man could say, I can grab a woman's pussy because that's how I feel like it.
That has
still,
nothing to do with them voting.
Yes, that
I'm
does. 'Cause
sorry. She won.
Only a white man could say that and still be
care.
made president.
I don't care about Trump. I hate him.
Oh, but-
I don't like Hillary because I'm a super predator. My child is a super predator.
We all are, right?
Okay. So first and foremost, FLOTUS, whatever the hell you was, okay? First
Man,
and
what
foremost,
the
you need to
hate,
go
man.
ahead and take the background and be quiet because you shouldn't be sticking up for Hillary, period. Because your children are nothing, okay? There is no such thing as a person that sits out there and locks up people during their era when the Clintons was in there, and she backed that, she championed that. And then you sit up there and you stick up for her saying that you don't have a voice now because you didn't vote for a fool like that. It was a loss either way you went about it. Her speech give me no goosebumps, bro. How do you feel that? How can you feel that?
The lesser 2 evils, man. That's all it is.
The lesser of 2 evils. That means you're still evil. That means you're still evil. I go for Lucifer or I go for his grandbaby. What the hell? They all coming from hell, right?
That's different. So if someone could say, I could disrespect you in any way that I see fit because of who I am, does that mean you go around and turn around and vote for that person? Because basically what he did.
Bruh. Maybe I'm missing a point here. But we know for a fact that by the numbers, people went out and voted for Hillary Clinton. Okay? We know that she was the majority win as far as the votes were concerned.
Yeah.
When the Electoral College took over, which, yes, the Electoral College took over, he won that. He won that. How in the world do you sit up there and say that women were not out in the droves voting for Hillary Clinton?
That's
Just
a
because
lot
you
of
have a
them were,
couple
though.
facts. You have a couple facts about Caucasian women that was out there voting for him and Hispanics, Hispanic women that really just didn't know anything, and then all of a sudden a wall came about. You dig what I'm saying?
But the wall was
That
talked about
speech,
before that,
rhetoric.
though, and that's what I'm saying.
Exactly, but they still voted for him.
Again, it says something. Because again, only a white man could say the things that he says, get away with it, and still be made president. But it gets worse since you seem to not be a FLOTUS a fan. So Tommy Lahren, aka Dumb Blonde, that was fired by Glenn Beck's The Blaze. Of course, she had something to say now that she's on Fox, and she had a retort that was you might be to your liking since you're not a fan of FLOTUS.
It's time for final thoughts. Another day, another condescending leftist telling you how to think, feel, and act. This time, it's Michelle Obama reminding the ladies that she knows what's best for us because apparently we're not smart enough or independent enough to form an original thought. Thanks, Michelle. So what tidbit of verbal diarrhea did she spew this time? Well, Mrs. Obama said, and I quote, "Any woman who voted against Hillary Clinton voted against their own voice." Really, Michelle? Or did we choose secure borders, personal responsibility, a strong military, tax reform, smaller government, Obamacare repeal, and economic growth? See, that's what I voted for. I didn't vote for an email deleting, influence selling, accountability lacking pantsuit of lies. You're dang right I voted against Hillary Clinton. And the fact Mrs. Obama thinks that makes me less of a woman tells you everything you need to know about the left. No, Michelle, as a woman, I did not want the first female president to be Hillary Clinton, and for good reason. I also didn't want another 4 years of your husband's failed legacy. Oh, and trust me, I didn't lose my voice. You're going to hear my voice loud and clear. How dare you diminish and degrade my vote? How dare you look down on Trump-supporting women? You know, contrary to the left's popular belief, you don't have to march in the streets with female genitalia on your head to have a voice. See, millions of women made a different march. A march into the voting booth to vote for our interests, our country, and Donald J. Trump. Those are my final thoughts, Michelle. I hope you heard my voice and you'll remember it next time you talk down to free-thinking, Trump-supporting, America-loving women. From New York City, God bless.
Is that more to your liking?
Hell no.
Is that more to your liking?
I don't like her ass neither.
No, but her speech, though, you know, her speech.
That had nothing to do with the point that I was trying to make. Is that Michelle Obama had no reason to go up there and talk about that. If you're going to talk about anything about that election, we already know that he's still in an investigation for colluding and it being fixed by Russia. So you can't even say that the women that did vote for him was even. You don't even know if it's facts or not. We don't know. We don't know. We know for a fact that he is under investigation for what? For having the vote fixed, right? So if you go to all the stats and it's computerized or whatever, they can fix it to make it look like middle-aged white women, middle-aged whoever the hell that went up there and voted.
So
she had no reason to even bait women in and say that they don't have a voice. That's impossible.
How's that been? So you don't
I
think
don't
any
care about
women
Tom
voted?
Loren.
So you
Tom
don't
Loren
think-
is a fool anyway.
So you don't think any women voted for Trump?
Of course, some did.
Well, 30% of white women did.
We know that was obvious. We knew that was coming. You dig what I'm saying? We knew that was coming. But her trying to unite women and to feel like a man's voice is something that's more preferred, her rhetoric was not any more aggressive than Trump would be if he said something like that. It's just because she's a sister and that she just so happened to be the former lady of the house. You can't do that. You can't bait women in and say that, okay, your voices are not heard. That is BS. Then that means, you know what? When I lost friends over the fact that I did not vote at all because I didn't like either one of them, near one of them, then that means that I'm a fool too. I'm part of that. I'm delusional. I'm a fool. You can't bait women in like that, bro. They're going through a state right now where they are trying to unite, and they're trying to, they're doing the woman hit me raw. They're doing everything that they can possibly do to unite themselves, period. But then you go out here and you're trying to call out people, ladies, and say that their voices are not heard, and that if they do choose a man, if a woman does want a male leadership, which most women do like in their households, they like a head of household, a man. You dig what I'm saying? That they're wrong if they choose a man or how he talked or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I hate Trump. I hate Trump.
But see, we're not talking about just any old man, though. It's Trump. But moving on from one fool to another fool.
Yeah. Blah.
Ray Lewis opened his mouth. Yeah, once again, he and his floating hairline, and he and his
Don't talk about the floating hairline.
Yeah, you got
I'm
a
work-
floating hairline.
I got a floating
His
hairline, bro.
floating hairline.
Go ahead, man.
You know, and the Steve Harvey line of pastor suits with the 15 buttons on there. So last Sunday, if you know something kind of peculiar, I forgot it was a Ravens game with Ravens and the Washington football game.
No, Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Cowboys.
he's at the game, and if you looked real closely, he took a knee. He didn't just take one knee; he took 2 knees, while being interlocked with current Ravens players that took a knee, or that was standing up and just interlock arms in a sign of solidarity.
Right.
Shannon Sharp, our favorite Shannon Sharp, called him out on his hypocrisy. You just talking all this hatred towards Colin Kaepernick. You downing the knee. Yeah, you out there on 2, not just 1.
Right.
So Ray couldn't let that pass, and he explained his the knee debacle. And he said last week on Inside NFL on Showtime, and here he is right now telling you why he took a knee.
We all dealt with this topic ad nauseum on Sunday. The pundits everywhere
I
certainly
like James
did.
Brown.
I like James Brown.
Funeral, bro.
Perspective
My
to
man
this
right there.
because
I like James Brown too, but he got a floating hairline also.
In London, and you've already set the stage with how much the conversation was about.
That's not
everything
floating.
but
That's cemented.
football.
That's what it is. He's
But
been like that
you
forever.
seemingly
Nah,
from the
10 years ago, his hair was
optics
further up there.
got caught up in this as well.
Well, he
too,
lost weight. He
because,
did
in
a-
fact,
All right, here you go.
you did take a knee when you are allegedly on record as saying that you never would. Talk about
Actually,
what
2
happened.
knees.
And that's the point.
Like that's better.
Let's
Like
make
that's better,
sure
right?
You hear people saying, "Oh, he took a knee." I absolutely did not take a knee.
Nigga, you
I
took
walked
2.
onto the
Hold
ballot.
on, let's be clear. When you say you hear people say,
You hear Shannon Sharp going out there talking about I dropped on a knee, and this is about, oh, I sat in the chair next to him, and I said I would never do this, and I still didn't do it. I'm watching young kids
funny to me. I
just
thought you did.
confused. Everybody confused. Nobody don't know what they're talking about. What I'm gonna do if I'm gonna stand up, if I'm gonna grab hands, if I'm gonna interlock? What am I gonna do? So I walked away, JB, and I didn't drop on 1 knee in order to protest. Boom, I dropped on 2 knees, both knees, so I can simply honor God in the midst of chaos.
and Ray, the whole
All right,
so
now see,
you
go
are
stop there. Go stop
passionately
there.
making this point, which, by the way,
When we were on the other station, I made no bones about me being a Christian. Now, I'm not no Bible thumper. I'm a sinner myself. So I had to say this. As a fellow Christian, as Ray Lewis, that nigga full of shit. That statement right there, that was full of shit statement. Like, you knew you being on 2 knees was going to look especially close like you taking a knee. Yeah, I'm all for prayer and everything, but after the backlash, after you get caught up by your homeboy and the Twitter backlash, now it's praying.
Every porn star that ever got down on 2 knees,
they were praying too, I guess.
they were
right?
praying. Okay, if it's that simple, right? But I get what he's saying in a devout way. Christians and Catholicism, stuff like that. 2 knees is a way of showing your your humility.
Dude, I know what most Sundays I'm in church, so I know the ritual prayer, and I'm all for that because I am a believer. Again, I'm a sinner. I'm not about I'm not gonna be nobody with a head with it. But why he didn't say that beforehand? You knew. I'm not saying there's a passage in the Bible that says about praying in closets. To not appear to be showing a scene. Well, he made a scene.
Right.
If you read the Bible, it says exactly not to do those type of things because it leads to confusion.
Well, here's the thing, okay? People at these stadiums, people that are watching at home, they just want football. They just want football, right? They just want to have football. The first mistake, and I think I actually did research on this, is that was implemented not too long ago that they had to actually sing the national anthem.
They were paid to by They were paid to by Department of Defense.
There you go. Okay.
In 2009, just recently as 8 years ago.
There you go. It was really that recent. I remember days in the NBA when Abdul Mahmoud Rauf
played for the Denver Nuggets.
When he played for Denver Nuggets, when he stood there and he didn't put his hand up, but he stood. He stood.
First he stood up, then put his hand, then he left the bench entirely.
Right.
And they got blackballed.
Right. So we remember people like that actually stood for something and actually took a stand way back, and that was just purely off his religious beliefs. The thing that
With him
upsets
being a Muslim,
me,
yeah.
right. The thing that I get confused about is that these people, these so-called patriots, these people, they always involve God with this red, white, and blue and these 50 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that the flag was never meant to be involved with God. Okay, first and foremost, supposedly you're not supposed to worship any false idols, stuff like that, right? So the symbolism of the flag and the thing that is built, the very blood that it was built on, how the hell does that? Why do they say that? Why are they so angry about it? Why, him praying to that should be more offensive than anything because it has nothing to do with anything in that stadium.
Well, I agree. So when you look at the blood that went into building this country, that's almost like applauding now with the reverence for the flag. That's almost like applauding and putting your heart over your hand over your heart towards sacrifices. If you think about it.
Okay.
Right. Even in the Bible, it's not speaking anything about honoring sacrifices.
Right.
So here we are. So I guess that's how religious people try to doctor it up.
Right. And then they go off into the stadium and they buy their weird red, white, and blue beer. The beer with the can with the red, white, and blue on it, which you're not supposed to have. You're not supposed to have mailboxes with red, white, and blue, the flag. You're not supposed to wear it around as a bandana as you shoot at innocent people.
But you know what?
You dig? But you do it.
You know what? If you read the rules, because there is rules about the flag, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says do not wear it like clothing.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. But they use it. They use it as clothing.
Mm-hmm.
They use it as a representation, supposedly, of them being Christian and them being wholesome, and it all intertwines. I guess God bless America.
Right.
Okay.
But
I think that's where they get lost at in translation. Is that this is totally two separate things.
But what does it say about Ray Lewis, who seems, no matter what, seems to go against his own kind when it comes to social activism?
That is when I listened to it, when he was actually talking about, he later on in the film, everybody, that he was saying that he does too much for policemen, he does too much for people that fought in wars. Let me tell you something as a veteran, okay?
Out of mouth of a veteran.
Nobody give a damn about no damn what you did for us. You ain't gonna shoot no bullets for us. You ain't volunteered.
Right.
You sat up there and you got off of murder, and now all of a sudden you making up for lost time. Because somebody gave you a break, Ray Lewis. Somebody out there, I don't know who you did. I don't know what two knees you used that day with the pads or whatever, but you got off, okay? You got off, and you sit up there and you keep using the military. You keep using the police. You keep using all these weak examples of things that you support, that you go out into the inner cities. That doesn't mean that you have this big, verbal diarrhea, okay, and try to sway people to come on your side.
Well, I guess
people are practicing their amendment rights. Like what the?
I guess the work that he has done with the police and with the military outweighs the social implications that's going on right now.
Oh, so you going out there having barbecues with these bombers, okay? Him going out there having barbecues, throwing up little functions and stuff, having, I guess, get-togethers at his club up there in Baltimore because he's well known for that. Okay, him up there having these functions and stuff with these so-called with the police force doesn't mean that all of them are good, and so therefore him sitting up there and using that, I'm telling you, that's just the scapegoat. That's another diversionary tactic to keep people off his ass. He is a get-wit. He'll never be anything, right. and people idolize him just because he was on the Super Bowl teams. The owners and stuff put him on a pedestal as the example and the head figure for how wholesome the NFL can be. But his past doesn't
add up, right?
It doesn't add up. It doesn't prove the same.
You know the irony of all his good works and everything with his praying, because white supremacists can't tell the difference. They just see a black man on a knee. There's a petition that was started. 40,000 signatures want his statue removed outside of Baltimore Ravens Stadium. First they love you, then they hate you, and I guess they'll love you again at some point.
Bruh, how do you feel about it?
You know what?
I never heard you personally state exactly how you felt about the situation.
Which situation is that? The taking the knee?
The fact that he took both knees.
You know what?
I mean, how do you view him now?
Again, like I said, me as a Christian, I'm all for prayer. I do believe prayer changes things. It just seems kind of odd that at that moment in time where everybody's taking the knee, everybody is in a midst of something they feel means to them, right? He doesn't say anything for a week. He doesn't say anything for, well, not a week, but a couple of days. Shannon Sharp, his best friend took him to task. And, of course, Twitter never forgets, especially black Twitter.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, now it was I was praying. Well, if you this beacon of Christianity, why don't you sit there beforehand? You know what I'm saying? Especially because he's walking a fine line, right? He's trying to appease the FOP. He's trying to appease the military and let him tell it. He's out there in the streets doing activism. So he's trying to walk a fine line. So if you're gonna walk that line, my man, just say beforehand so nobody gets confused. Say I'm going to pray beforehand. I'm still trying to appease you all as well.
Plus, he also stated that in that interview that he didn't interlock, but he did interlock. It was just on 2 knees. But he interlocked with the other players that were in protest. So that right there is just a debacle, and it's confusing to me. You need to go off by yourself and do what you do.
Stop walking the fine line. I tell you what, we're going to interlock for
Let's
a few
go.
minutes while we take a break. And we get back, we're going to talk about Steven Seagal and his Eddie Munster that will speak.
Sure.
Right back. All right, we are back with our interlocking, knee praying selves. I don't know if you knew Steven Seagal, the fake martial artist that hardly did any kicks, only did arm movements. His grandfather, is actually was Russian. Right, was actually Russian, and so soon after Trump was made, we'll say made president.
Right.
He got his Russian citizenship, so he's now living in Russia. Now, Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal
Yeah,
finally got his citizenship.
Steven Seagal and his Eddie Munster.
Bruh, look at the carrot in his hand.
My man looks like a cross between a Bond villain and like a final boss in a video game.
Bruh, I don't. Everybody at home, his actual glasses match his carrot.
Right. But of course, with him being a now Russian citizen living in Russia, he is the epitome of activism, right? He is the epitome. He's the first person that you would think when it comes to mind about having an opinion about what's going on in America. So of course, he's not a fan of Take the Knee, just like a lot of the people.
Right.
And so, mind you, he's living in Russia. He called into Good Morning Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mind you, let's keep track.
Yeah,
lives in Russia.
Right.
He called into a show in Great Britain.
Right.
Talk about American politics.
Right.
Let me go ahead and run that clip.
A lot of Americans see Putin as the enemy. A lot of Americans also have a pretty dim view
Peter Morgan like this.
of the current president of the United States. What is your view of Donald Trump and his presidency?
Man, like a Bond villain. All he needs is a cat.
I think that
are those Mr. Magoo glasses?
really unfortunate situation in the sense that
he did that so he can get the
even though he was
free
democratically elected,
dermatologist.
there are so many people out there who don't
Sticking at that
feel
40-year-old
that's the
ponytail.
case, and we have just a ton of enemies within. We have these Democrats that have this whole other agenda to kind of, when I say Democrats, it's not just the Democrats, but
now, mind you, he's posted in front of the Kremlin, of all places, right? How fitting is that?
Right. And people who feel that they should really sort of kind of overthrow Trump and any decision he makes, anything that he tries to do, he gets blocked so often from sort of
why doesn't he live here in America no more?
So it's very difficult for him to do anything.
But when you see this ongoing debate right now about patriotism, the American flag,
Piers co-host, she don't want no parts of this.
taking the knee as a mark.
Yeah, I just say like a Bond villain.
About racial division and injustice.
No part of this. Look at that.
Do you agree with Trump that it's disrespectful? Do you think actually going to one knee is not an entirely disrespectful way of making a point?
I mean, I guess really what I'd like to say is this. I believe in free speech. I believe that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I don't agree that they should hold
So I moved to Russia.
hostage by taking
But no, like I
a
said,
venue
suspiciously
where
after
people
Trump was
tune
named
in to watch
president,
a football
he was
game
granted
and imposing their political views.
Conspiracy.
I think it's outrageous. I think it's a joke. It's disgusting.
All right,
And I respect the American flag.
All right, so he respects the American flag from Russia while calling into a show in Great Britain. Man, you can't make
this ain't crazy. I don't know what the hell is.
You
Okay,
can't make this shit
first
up.
and foremost, he's dressed like every Asian stereotype that we've ever seen in any kung fu film, right?
Right.
Okay,
The
the
villain.
little glasses,
The villain, right?
and that lace front that he got on,
The
right?
Mr.
Okay, the only thing that's authentic about him is that beard.
That's
Okay,
how Hawaiian
nobody
Silky.
can grow a beard like that but Steven Seagal, and it looks so weird. You know, go back, see the carrot. You know, what the hell is that? Why?
You know,
Why?
really,
Why would you go to Russia?
Of all places, right? But anyways, I tell you what, from activism being dissed in Russia while calling into Great Britain. So last week, Sports Illustrated had a cover with a lot of athletes from across the board as a sign of unity. Here's the unity cover. You know who was missing from the unity cover?
Colin
Kaepernick was missing, right? So of course, the NBA's golden boy, Steph Curry, was none the pleased about Sports Illustrated leaving him off.
Right.
And he had some choice words while he's in the locker room.
Oh, my man down
In
here
the
with it.
excursion. Yeah. Hey, man. You go run that clip, though.
Advocate for Kaepernick this entire time, and Sports Illustrated cover, you're right in the middle, but there's no sign of Kaepernick. How do you feel about that?
That was terrible.
He just used Charles Barkley's term, turbo.
The real people that understand exactly what's going on.
really been acting vocal and truly making a difference. We don't have Kaepernick something on that, and something. So it's kind of hard to see how certain areas take place.
Yeah, so yeah, like how you gonna have a show of unity with athletes from across every sports spectrum, but not have the man that it's pretty much the central figure of this newfound activism?
I think the key word that you're missing here is athletes, and he's a former athlete now. So I guess he may not
he's still an
qualify
athlete.
for
He's not
But
employed.
exactly. I think
Right.
everybody that
He's
was
not
on there
employed.
was pretty much employed, right?
Right. Well,
I
yeah,
think that's what they
yeah.
were going for. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
that was the ideal behind it. So now that he's unemployed, I guess he wasn't a big deal. And of course, it would stir up too much
Right.
controversy for sports.
So
That's right.
speaking of unemployed, how much time do you have to have on your hands to go to a police station and try to reclaim a book bag of cocaine that you lost?
Well, this sounds like my specialty right here, and this
You
is.
go ahead, take it away. Go ahead, take it away.
What the fuck news? Okay, but go ahead, and finish, my man.
All right, so this is upstanding
This dummy.
citizen.
This
You
dummy.
know, this upstanding gentleman. He had a bag that he stashed of cocaine to elude from the popos one time, whatever you call them. They picked it up, and he had a bright idea of trying to be slick and say, "I'm going to go back and reclaim the bag." So go ahead and run that clip real quick.
A Waterbury man is facing drug charges after police say tried claiming a bag of drugs at the Shelton Police Department. Authorities say 22-year-old Davy Millen left the bag of crack cocaine behind somewhere in Shelton on Monday. He showed up at the police station to reclaim it. Police had already discovered the drugs inside. McMillan was arrested and taken to Derby Superior Court. A Waterbury man.
Yo, King.
Hey, hold up.
Yo, can you imagine?
Did you hear the emphasis on the crack?
Crack. Yo,
Cocaine.
can
It
you-
was really hardcore right there.
Can you imagine him walking to a police station and say, "Excuse me, Dead Sergeant, sir, I'd like to reclaim my property, please"?
Bruh, how the fuck did she make crack sound so bad, though, bruh? Isn't meth even worse? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. But I mean, that is pretty idiotic,
Right,
though, bro.
right.
Like, we know the code of the streets. Like, you ain't going back up there to
Apparently he doesn't.
Damn bag of crack.
Apparently.
No damn well they done figured that out. They got the dogs up in there and
Right,
everything,
right.
man. But look, shout outs to my man in the last clip, Stephen Curry, and my man right here. But I'm tired of y'all light skinned brothers
Make y'all look
with
bad.
y'all struggle beards. Y'all getting on my damn nerves with the struggle beards, man. You know how long it took me to work on this?
Right.
Struggle beard.
No, you know what? I can't grow one for nothing, man.
Well, good luck to you.
What would take me 4 weeks would take anybody that can grow a beard probably a day. Now, moving on. Moving on. So, All Lives Matter Newton reclaimed his blackness. I guess he tried to copy off what's her name from California, Reclaiming My Time. Now he's reclaiming his blackness. So last year he did an interview with GQ magazine and asked about all the hate that he receives, and probably because he's a black quarterback. He said, no, it's not. Everybody has their own opinion. They just don't like me. And also had the nerve to say that we as America has moved past racism. Well, Sunday, he scored a touchdown, and he raised the Black Power fist.
Whoa.
Go ahead, run that clip. And now he explains as to why he did it. Go ahead, run that clip.
I did it to raise, to show black pride because I am
Since when?
an American.
Since when?
More or less, I want all people to see when I play. I want to see the joy, that I go out there and play with.
Why is goatee dying? Is it dying?
I just hope
Like
that,
Cheshire Cat?
I put a lot of not we as a team put a lot of smiles on.
All right, go. Moving on. So
Okay.
So you hear him. He says, I have black pride, and I'm African American. Where it's just not even a year ago he was, not to mention he dresses like an AKA charter member trying to collect dues from a meeting.
First and foremost, you beat me to the punch, guy. But the Bible runs up itself. Him talking about black pride, and he's dressed like a black exploitation movie.
In that movie,
Like, he
right,
looks
that
like
movie.
Dolomite, just at a younger version with the little gray beard. Now, what the hell is that?
I'm
He
saying,
better-
man,
I'm telling you, this is really confusing to me. These athletes are just getting on board because his name is not in the news anymore. Nobody cares about Cam Newton
But
more.
last year he had down year. They were talking about now they winning again. Now he's a black pride because he's winning. When he's losing, he's all lives matter. So I'll tell you what confuses the hell out of me. Amber Rose had her, I guess her third annual slut walk, which is fine. I understand the meaning behind it. I agree with her that women should be able to wear whatever they want to wear and not be harassed. I get that. her newfound boo, 21 Savage, your man, I know you got a CD and everything, your man, showed up and took part in the Slut Walk. So he signed I Am a Hoe Too. Also wearing a sign says Captain Save a Hoe, which is fine. You know, she point his book. What you do? You know
No,
what I'm saying?
he got a sign saying I'm a hoe too.
No, but it's another picture where he has a sign, you know, Captain Save a Hoe, and it's fine. No, that's his girl. He wants to support your girl. I get all that. As many bitches and hoes he say on his records,
and he ain't cuffing nothing. But I mean, and I do got the CD too.
But I know you do. But you know what? This to me, this to me is for the P challenge in the flesh.
I think
what would you do for the P?
He
Go to
messing
my
with
girl
mama,
so what?
man. He messing with mama, man.
All right.
What she tell you about Kanye? She put that finger in the butt, man. She put that finger in that Kanye butt, man. That don't turn people out, man.
You know what?
You hear me?
And on that note,
not saying that I know,
you know,
but evidently, finger in the butt got people running around here talking about I'm a hoe too.
I don't want
to. Some amazing stuff.
I don't want to know if you know.
Prostate exams for everybody. Let's pass them out.
Yeah, I don't know if you know. But anyways, on that note, fortunately, this hour always flies by. We thank y'all for tuning in to another week. To see the shit you'll hear on the show, especially towards the end. You hear some freaking that's just from this nigga right here. Anyways, we thank you for tuning in to another week of Live from the Corner. I am Breezy Taylor. Of course, you can reach me on multiple social media aspects. I mean, not aspects, but sites as Breezy Taylor, BREAZY Taylor. Hey, y'all, man, let folks know they can find you.
You can hit me up at AI McDowell Ferguson on Facebook, and you can hit me at Red Nose 1999 on IG and Red Nose 199 on Twitter. And the Red Nose stands for the pit bull, not the goddamn clown.
Homie, don't play that.
Man, stop playing with me, man.
All right, we out here. Nigga, you